Hi everyone, welcome to Self-Care Haven, my new self-help channel. I am the writer of an upcoming self-help book for young women, which I'm very excited about. It's going to be out in bookstores and Kindle soon, and I will be talking more about it in future videos. But today I'm going to be talking about a topic that's very close to my heart, and that is the topic of narcissism. Now, we all talk about narcissism in popular culture with celebrities, but what is a true narcissist, and what is the diagnostic criteria for someone who meets the requirements for narcissistic personality disorder? Basically, the DSM defines narcissistic people as people who have a sense of grandiosity, they have an excessive need for admiration and attention, they feel entitled to things they didn't earn, they're interpersonally exploitive, and they lack empathy and remorse for their actions. So that's the diagnostic criteria. But what is a narcissist like in relationships? Are you in a relationship with a narcissist? How do you know? So one way to tell if you're in a relationship with a narcissist is basically to get to know them, because the narcissist constructs a false self which they often present to others, and this false self is usually very charming, very kind, very generous, and this is usually the construct that a person falls in love with when they meet a narcissist. They feel on top of the world when they meet a narcissist because a narcissist really caters to our need to be desired and to be admired and loved. And for people with codependent tendencies especially, narcissists can prey on their empathy and need to rescue people and the need to depend on people and the need to establish a very strong emotional connection. So the narcissist will basically exploit those really, sensitive qualities in you and cater to your need to be kind of admired, adored, and cherished, and will make you feel very loved in the beginning of a relationship. But one way that you realize that you're dealing with a narcissist is that he will also blow hot and cold throughout the course of the relationship. So he will first idealize you, flatter you, make you the center of his world, feed you with constant attention, and make you addicted to that attention. But then later on, he will find ways to, devalue you, put you down, make you feel worthless, um, make you always question yourself and make you doubt your own realities. He will gaslight you and invalidate you. He will call you crazy and oversensitive, and I'm using he, but it could be he or she. It really has no gender in my world. Anybody can be a narcissist, and he or she can flatter you, but he or she will also devalue and discard you, and he or she is definitely going to discard you because you're just a narcissistic source of supply. That's what we call people who are used by the narcissist's supply, because that's basically how the narcissists use people, as sources of supply, as sources of admiration and attention. So how do you heal from that? How do you heal from an interaction or even a full-on relationship with a narcissist? How do you recover from the constant emotional invalidation and the fact that his friends and family don't see his true self, they only see his false self? Well, first you have to accept that you are never going to get validation from his harem of family and friends who admire him, because the false self is so convincing and charming, and the narcissist finds ways to maintain very superficial relationships with people he's not intimate with. So the intimacy that you established with him, where you got to know his true self through his devaluation and eventual discard of you, is not the same intimacy that he's going to engage in with his friends or, you know, circle of fans, the harem, the narcissistic harem, as we would call it. So you have to remember that the only validation you really need is from yourself. You experience the relationship, and you know who this person is. And the second step is also to maintain no contact with the narcissist. by no longer being a source of supply, you free yourself from the abuse, and you free yourself from the techniques that the narcissist use to get you to compete for his attention and affection, such as triangulation, which is a technique that narcissists use in order to bring someone into the relationship, whether it's a stranger, a female friend, it could be a family member, your family member, it doesn't matter who it is. It's basically someone they use as an instrument to get you to compete for him. And so by removing yourself from that situation, removing yourself from any post-breakup stress and triangulation, you have to block him on everything. Block him from your phone, block him from your social media websites, block him from ever contacting you again. And this is a more complicated situation when you've married a narcissist or have children with one. But this is for people who I'm basically addressing people who have that freedom where they can really engage in no contact, and at least the minimum amount of contact if you do have to engage with him somehow. And that's the way you really heal, is to gain self-knowledge, validate yourself, and help others in the process. So I hope you've enjoyed learning a little bit more about narcissism, and if you are interested in topics related to psychology, sociology, and mental health, please subscribe to my channel.